Hello, Sleepwave listeners. Karissa here. Before we start today's episode, this isn't a paid ad. I just wanted to recommend another podcast that I think you'll love. Night Falls is a podcast of bedtime stories for adults designed to help you fall asleep tonight. Every episode is a brand new story with a medley of accounts from the magical night falls, soothing tales, and classic fiction you'll recognize. Night Falls is our official sister podcast, hosted by our friend Jeffrey, and let me tell you, his accent couldn't be more perfect for sleep. So search Night Falls on your favorite podcast app, and if you're like me, you'll be asleep in no time. But for now, it's time for Sleepwave. Hi, I'm Karissa and welcome back to Sleepwave, a podcast where we let waves of relaxation wash over you through original sleep meditations and hypnosis, created to help you fall asleep tonight. And don't worry if you don't hear the end of an episode. I encourage you to drift off whenever you're ready. Before we get started on tonight's episode, I'd like to say thanks again for all of the great ratings and reviews you guys have left us on Apple Podcasts and some of the other networks too. We loved hearing from Emma Edwards 4, who has used Sleepwave to help her get through a tough time in life with greater clarity and more peaceful, reliable sleep. So if you too find that sleep has come easier since listening to Sleepwave and you've not yet reached out to us, please feel free to let us know via the reviews on Apple Podcasts. We read them every day, and your ratings and reviews help us reach even more people who need a little help with their sleep right now. A good friend recently returned from a week-long silent meditation retreat. This is something I've always wanted to do, and I was curious to hear all about it. The experience sounded incredible and healing in many ways, and also as challenging as you might expect. On a silent meditation retreat, you agree not to interact with others, to not say hello or thank you or any other simple niceties we often exchange with those around us. At this particular retreat, you also give up your phone for the week and don't engage in any vigorous exercise. It's about slowing down, getting truly quiet, and going within to see what arises. One huge takeaway from her time on retreat was how overstimulating regular life can be. The onslaught of things we have to keep up with mentally, physically, socially, spiritually. It's a lot, especially in this hyper-connected world we now live in with the whole of the internet and a 24-hour news cycle often just an arm's length away. After our conversation, I began to notice how overstimulated I am on a daily basis. Even now, as I write this, I can hear my son playing and listening to his music loudly in the other room. I'm typing on my computer while my iPad and phone are in reach, and email notifications have popped up several times. Perhaps your day also feels this way sometimes. But it often feels impossible to step away from all the things needing our attention and time in a day, and most of us have grown accustomed to this level of input. It's also easy to see that this much input can leave us in a near constant state of exhaustion, so that even as we lie down to sleep at night, our brains won't stop and sleep won't come. This is why it is so essential to stop sometimes, to put your phone down, to go on a slow walk outside and just listen to the birds sing and the breeze blow. To sit down and eat a meal with your attention fully on what you're eating and not on the TV or any other distractions. To spend time with those that don't drain your energy, but instead leave you feeling uplifted. To write in a journal or read a book. To meditate. Being here, meditating before bed, focusing on your breath and tuning into your body, you are taking care of yourself. You are slowing down with awareness and nourishing your mind and body so that you can get the rest you need. Let's meditate together, getting comfortable and quiet so that we can feel truly rested. This is Replenish Your Energy with Deep Rest by Billy Gill. If you were to think of your life like a bank account with deposits and withdrawals, and instead of money, you were balancing the energy you put out and the energy you put in, would you say that your account is in the black or in the red? Most people are aware of how much energy goes out: work, family, social obligations, etc. The demands of modern life are energetically expensive. But unless you are consciously nourishing, restoring, and replenishing yourself, it won't be too long until you are at an energetic deficit. When we are quite young, it's as though we have inherited huge wealth, energetically speaking. Inheritance is an apt analogy because many young people don't yet realize the relative cost of burning the candle at both ends and spending vast quantities of energy without a commensurate return. They can afford it. However, when we reach a certain point in life, our trust fund of youth begins to wane, and it becomes important to be a little more thrifty with what reserves we have left, and even more important, to fund our energetic bank account with regular deposits of rest, relaxation, joy, health, well-being, sleep. Tonight's sleep meditation will be one such deposit by mindfully soothing your nerves and drifting off to sleep with the intention to build up your store of energetic wealth. Check in with your body and make sure that you have found a comfortable position in bed. As you observe the sensations and feelings that are arising in this moment, there is always an opportunity for insight that occurs as the sensations or the feelings present themselves. They are changing from moment to moment. The insight that nothing is static, that everything is in constant fluctuation, gives you the ability to stay present with these changes. There is nothing about our experience that we need to grab onto in order to define what is happening. It's enough to know that something is happening and that you're there to experience it. This attitude of watching the flow of the moment without clinging to any concepts about what is happening puts you in close contact with what is really happening. You are present and aware, and at the same time, you are releasing the urge to form a story about what you are observing. This kind of openness to experience seems challenging because we are conditioned to always be analyzing and conceptualizing about what we see, either in the world or in our own minds. But meditation is a timeout from this constant pushing and pulling on what we observe in order to make it somehow fit into a theory of how things are and how we are. Meditation is an opportunity to just enjoy being, period. As you make any final adjustments to your bedding or your body, let go of the thought that you need to do more or be more or have more than what is here right now. Perhaps you don't like where you are right now. Can you stay present with that feeling and just let it be there without worrying what will become of you? That is the normal state of mind for most people. There is a sense that what we are really after lies somewhere just beyond ourselves. This puts us in the position of always reaching and grasping for some final moment of validation where we are finally able to fully realize our potential. The problem is that there is an unquenchable desire to be more than we are, which may be the spark that compels us to achieve greater and greater things, but it is also the carrot on the stick that keeps us chasing something that will always be just out of reach. So often, when we attain the thing that we are reaching for, it's only a brief period of time until we are reaching for something new and different, putting us back in our original predicament. It's not until we see that we have been hoodwinked by our own urges that we can release this endless craving for more, which can never be exhausted. All that we could ever find in this is that we ourselves have become exhausted. Meditation is simply the art of not trying to be somewhere other than where you are. It doesn't mean that you should give up on whatever it is you are striving to achieve, but meditation reveals that no matter what you achieve, at the end of the day, the satisfaction you gain from that success dissolves and gives way to more craving. Meditation is an invitation to step off the hamster wheel and rest deeply in this moment with no thought of gain. Follow your breath as you inhale through the nose and exhale out the mouth. Again, inhale through the nose and exhale through your mouth. Once more, inhale through your nostrils and exhale through your mouth. Now allow your breath to flow through both nostrils on the inhale and the exhale, if possible. Some people feel that resting quietly and watching the breath is the definition of a waste of time. It's understandable, but breath has immense physiological and symbolic potency. On the purely physical level, regulating your breath is one and the same with regulating your nervous system. Your metabolism depends on efficient breathing. We make energy from the oxygen we absorb when it combines with the nutrients from food. However, there are certain very tense ways of breathing that, while they make the lungs move, they are so inefficient that they actually cost the body more energy than it can make from the oxygen absorbed. This kind of breathing comes from the muscles in the neck and very often accompanies anxious states of mind. It could be that anxiety is producing muscular tension, or that the tension is producing anxiety, or both. Allow your belly to be soft, like a pool of water. As you inhale, the navel rises. As you exhale, the navel falls. Continue breathing in this way. Inhale, navel rising. Exhale, navel falling. Go on. Inhale, navel rising. Exhale, navel falling. There's no rush. Allow yourself to linger in the natural pause at the bottom of the exhale, and also in the natural pause at the top of the inhale. Breathing through the nostrils if possible. Inhale, navel rising. Exhale, navel falling. Notice the pauses. This type of breathing will gradually allow you to grow more and more relaxed, while simultaneously supplying you with the necessary ingredients for energy in your cells. More than the physical benefits of this type of breathing, mindful breathing is a psychological symbol for self-nourishment. The inhale distributes awareness to the periphery of the body. The exhale allows us to reflect and release any unnecessary tension. Continue breathing, paying attention to the inhale and exhale at your own pace. This pattern establishes a rhythm of intention and release, the two necessary components for meditation. We focus the mind by deliberately sending our awareness to every pore on the inhale, as though we could suffuse our whole being with a nourishing inhale, and we surrender any clinging or holding with the exhale. This craving to have, be, or do more is so subtle that it can even show up in meditation practice. If you have practiced for some time, or even if you just have the feeling that meditation could be good for you somehow, you may catch yourself trying to get better at meditating, which, of course, is the very trap that meditation has the potential from which to liberate you. If you are trying to improve yourself somehow, you are still caught in the game of wanting to be somewhere else. For just this moment, simply breathe at the level of the navel and give space to what's arising with no thought of gain. Inhale, navel rising. Exhale, navel falling. Inhale, navel rising. Exhale, navel falling. Inhale, navel rising. Exhale, navel falling. Continue on. Conscious breathing is one of those deposits for your energetic bank account. There are many ways to contribute to that account, but they all have in common the feature of doing things for their own sake. The definition of play is some action that is performed for its own sake with no expectation of an external reward. The reward is in the play itself. Many of us have forgotten what it means to do something this way, with no final purpose except to have done it, like watching the sunset or listening to a favorite song. These types of behaviors are money in the energy bank because they remind us of the joy of being, just being. To not waste energy, but to conserve it and to accumulate it is the path of self-cultivation and the path of realizing what is potential within us. When we do this, we grow unencumbered and unobstructed. It's a way of life that takes practice, patience, and perseverance. The masters of this way of life abide by a simple principle: nourish what is deficient and reduce what is excessive. If there is something in your life that stands in your way and drains you of your vitality, it is best to reduce it wherever possible. It's also very important to notice where there is a shortage in your life and replenish where you can. Build up that which is deficient and reduce what is excessive. Scan your body from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. Notice any feelings of dullness or coldness, numbness or fatigue. These areas are very likely not receiving the nourishment they require and are deficient somehow. Imagine the inhale distributing nourishment to these areas and feel them being energized by your breath and your focused attention. Next, as you exhale, let go of any unnecessary tension in the body. Go on, scanning the body from head to toe. As you scan the body from head to toe, if you notice a feeling of fullness or stuckness or pain anywhere in the body, these are areas of relative excess. As you breathe out, imagine the tension or pain blowing out of the body, and pause briefly at the bottom of your exhale. Go on breathing and scanning the body in this same way, nourishing what is deficient and reducing what is excessive. Not too much, not too little. Notice the pauses between each breath. Go on. Inhale, navel rising. Exhale, navel falling. Inhale, navel rising. Exhale, navel falling. Inhale, navel rising. Exhale, navel falling. This simple exercise allows you to not only take a glimpse at your energetic accounting, but to make significant adjustments and to rest deeply. Sleep, sleep.